Hello everybody, this is Ernie, coming to you from 6 Miles, South Carolina. It's Friday evening. I'm down in my little studio, which if you could see the other half, I think that's pretty funny. I'm not real high tech and sophisticated, don't try to be. I did get me a banner, so I guess that's going a little high tech. But I don't have a website on there yet. And young people starting a business, there's a reason for that. I will have one in the future, but as I always say in my videos, these are all linked to each other, and what I am doing is I'm getting started. I'm not using excuses. I'm getting started with my business. I will be working on a website shortly and have means where, email, whatever, you can get in touch with me, but you can always leave comments on the bottom of the video, and I always try to remember to ask as well if you get anything out of it, a little bit of entertainment, something to make you think. That's what I'm trying to do, is make people think. Show you something that don't get told a lot. And let you decide for yourself. But if you would, and you get anything out of it, do the like and the subscribe. That'll help me out, help you out, let you know when I've got another video out if you ring the bell. But tonight what I'm going to do is it's going to be kind of laid back, but we're going to touch on several different things. I'm going to give you a farm update. The last video I did, starting your business with 003, I'm actually probably going to be doing in the next couple days a part 2 to that, because I didn't want to make it too long, but there's so much more on that example I gave that I want to point out again to, especially young people, that young couple that's wanting to start their own business, small scale farm, homestead, farmstead. Just give you some stuff to think about, and I hope it really helps you. If one thing does, again, I've done my job. But let's get on to a little bit of the farm update. There's been some stuff going around here at the Vaughn-Da-Rosa farms. It's really been so wet, ain't been able to do a whole lot outside, or I haven't done a whole lot. But there's some cool things happening. I've got one thing that's happened. I got it today, and I'm going to wait and do a video on it, and I'm calling it the mystery piece of cool equipment. It is so cool. It is something we did decide that we would invest in, but me and my wife's plan is a 5 to 6 year plan. We did get it financed, but we will have it paid off well before those 5 or 6 years. But it's a crucial piece of equipment for the goals we've got in mind for our farm on a long-term basis. Starting out, you don't need nothing like this. It just depends on where you're at and what you want to do. The other thing that's happened this week, well, I got to do one sometime to show you the pigs. They're growing like pigs. They eat a lot. But another thing we've done, we're going to have a different facet poultry operation. And what I mean by that, with poultry, there's so many different facets that you can do with poultry. And what we ordering, we'll have them in next week, and I'll show you, is some more pullets for egg cells, and then a heritage standard breed, which I have a market for. Well, the roosters and the hens, but they also really good layers. They'll do dual purpose bird. You can get eggs, you can eat them, whatever you want to do. So there is things going on the farm that we're working hard on. We got a lot of stuff in that we fixing to start building on the garden area. Just different things going on, really waiting on the weather to let up. I'm going to be showing you more about how we go turn our trees into lumber. And that's basically just, somebody I know or met. I didn't know them, I met them. That has a sawmill, but it's going to serve so many different purposes. It's going to give us lumber to work on our barns, build additional buildings at a very, very low cost. And it's also going to be doing pasture improvement that we talking about. We may have some long-term goals for additional pork operation. So y'all stay with me, and hope you enjoy the ride. Okay, here we go. One thing I've told about y'all, I'm not real fancy and formal and all that, and don't try to be. What I'm doing in my videos, and I will say one thing about my videos, I am working to try to improve the quality of them, and I will do that to a large extent, just so if you take out the time to watch one of my videos, and if you do, I thank you for it. Also hit subscribe and like, leave me a comment. But anyway, what I'm trying to do is show people reality. This ain't no Hollywood production. You seeing what I'm dealing with, and I'm doing the best I can, and I'll do better. But in starting a farm, starting a business, doing YouTube. 6 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago, nobody would have never ever said Ernie Vaughn would do a YouTube video channel. And I'm working, trying to make improvements. I'm trying to be very honest, very sincere in what I'm doing. And I'm going to show you and tell you exactly what we're doing and why. Like I said, we got a 5 to 6 year plan. I'm going to be doing a video, I hope, next week that's showing you exactly what we're doing, what projects we're working on, and what we hope to accomplish from that. And another point I want to say again is I watched a lot of videos, and a lot of the basic real stuff that you're going to run into is left out. There's a lot of stuff. I talked about one about compliances. You never told that, or you can do all this and say it's organic and make all this money a premium. Well, you can, but I've got the paperwork to show you when I get the chance to do that one. In my case, where I live, I may be looking at a 3 to 5 year process to get certified, as well as several thousands of dollars to get certified. And I've got the paperwork for the correct agency that shows that. So right now, I'm not worried about getting certified organic, but I don't want you to be misled if you go out there and you grow your garden and all this that you'll get the premium. But there's still so many opportunities in growing that garden that you can make a good profit off to bring income to your farmstead, homestead, small scale farming operation, and it's one of the most inexpensive, easiest ways to get started. We'll talk about that a lot more detail in the future. But one thing I want to talk about tonight is just kind of a light-hearted, get to know us, and just talk video. I'm really touched with the opportunity to do this again to help young people, anybody. I've got a lot of experience. I've got a lot of management. I've done a lot of things. I've owned my own businesses. I own 2 right now, Fairview Water Gardens and also Vaughn-Da-Rosa Farms. But there's so many, and I've said this before, young people out there that don't know which way to turn. They don't know, which way to go. That could be a young person just out of high school. That could be a 50-year-old. That could be a single mom. That could be a single dad. It could be just that young person that, I mean, there's just so many of them, and they don't know what to do. Some of them's messed up. Some of them's, may be in rehab. Some may have a record. Some may not can get a job. Uh, they don't feel like they got no way out. If we don't help them and give them a way out, well, where are they going to end up? I mean, think about that. I had a conversation with an individual a while back, and we was talking about, I guess you'd call it politics. I don't like discussing politics. Uh, but anyway, the conversation went something like this. What is the greatest resource of the United States of America, or any nation you live in? And some of the things that was thrown around was, well, our government, our military. And, I totally respect our military. I'm a veteran. They keep us safe and protected, as well as I'm sure militaries in other countries do the same thing. But I know about our military, United States of America. They awesome. I love them to death. I appreciate them. But anyway, my answer to what is the greatest resource of this nation, and somebody may say, why are you always talking about young people, especially ones that's messed up? Well, I'll tell you, and you need to listen, and you need to understand this. You can't. I don't see how you can argue this. The greatest resource of our nation and our future is our young people. Is our young people. You take somebody like me 2 or 3 years ago, I was really young. 20, 30 years from now, I ain't going to be around. There ain't going to be a lot of other ones like me around. The government people ain't going to be around. It's our young people that's going to step in and fill them shoes. If we don't help each and every young person, not just the cream of the crop, but the ones that I call them, a lot of them I feel like it's been thrown under the bus. That's the ones I'm really wanting to reach out and help, but also the ones that's, starting out, hard times, sick of what they're doing and hate it. There's ways to make a better life. If you can't get a job, you got a record, and it's the same thing. There's a better way of life. And my answer to that, or suggestion, at least think on it and ponder on it. I'm not telling you to go out and do it, but it's, again, entrepreneurship. But you got to know how to do that. You got to know everything that's being thrown out there ain't it. I was talking with someone today, a very gifted individual, and they have a burden for young people as well. And so many times there's so much stuff out there, here, buy into this, and we're going to make you rich. Well, if you think any of this, you're going to get rich overnight. I hope you do, but I've never known one in my life. And I don't know why you'd want to be rich anyway, but I guess some people do. But anyway, the point is there's so many things out there that sucks in a lot of people, young people, and basically I'm not getting into no details or names and none of that kind of junk. But basically, hey, y'all listen to me. Y'all pay me, $4,000 or $5,000, and I'm gonna give you this, and I'm gonna set you up, and I'm gonna market you, and all your troubles is over. Well, 99% of them at least probably ain't gonna happen. My daddy always said anything worth having, you got to work for it. Anything come easy, it ain't worth having, and that's true. And that's what I'm trying to show you in these videos. The real things you're going to face. It ain't to discourage, again, it's to encourage. But, starting your own business, there's a lot of things you got to know about, comply with. But on the other hand, you started off real small, like I suggest. You don't have to do none of that. I've got worms. I showed y'all that one video. I've got worms just over there in another room growing like crazy. When it gets a little bit warmer, I'll be planting them in a big bed. And I'm going to show you a detailed video on that, how I look at that. figuring square footage, time of turnaround, how much you can get for the worms, some ideas and insights on marketing those worms. There's a big demand for that, as well as various other things. So stay upbeat, and about getting past saying get started. I hope if you're watching this, or maybe somebody's just watching this one video, you never watched none of them, get started today. Get you a game plan / start your business plan. We're going to do some on developing resources. That's so important. You don't never hear nothing about that. That's so important. You got to develop your resources. You can't run a business without your resources. We're going to be doing one on let's build bridges, don't burn bridges. I could talk for 3 days on that right there and give you real life examples how important those things are. So I hope you get something out of this, and I'm gonna look down here at my notebook again right quick and check one other thing. Then a lot of people, young people, I thought about this before, that they'll say, well, what business? What could I do? Let alone how would I start it? If you're at that point now, somebody's interested or somebody asks me, I'll do one on that. That's unlimited. There's some you stay away from, some's traps. But there's so many opportunities with social media these days, and I'm just learning that. I mean, y'all can tell. But there's so many opportunities out there with or without social media. It just takes commitment, and we done talked about that. Make that decision that you're going to better yourself, or you're going to start a small scale business. Take your time with it. Do it in ways that make sense. Always use common sense. Don't quit your day job. If you don't got a day job, we can talk about that too later. Try to find you one, and be positive. There's so many things, and I talked in one video, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks ago maybe, trying to encourage young people that's discouraged, young people that's in that dark tunnel, and I made the comment, and you can go back and find it and look, that, one thing you can do is try to help somebody, because that's so rewarding right there. Another thing you can do when you're in that, I hate depression. So many people goes through depression. Depression is just a common thing these days, and we need to work to rid it of our life. We need to be positive. We need to have hope. We need to look forward to tomorrow, what tomorrow may bring. Tomorrow brings you a whole new day of opportunities if you're fortunate enough to have tomorrow. That's pretty awesome. That's pretty freaking cool. But in doing that, you can look at, I pointed that out. If you're a person, and you don't have to go far to find people like that. I've experienced this myself. I know people right now going through it. But, like I just mentioned, depression. But, one thing that when I was going through that, I always got a little comfort in is I don't have to look far to find somebody in a worse situation than I am. Okay? So that means where I am, they survive. That means you don't survive. But the point I'm trying to get to now is kind of a different rabbit trail. Is so many things going on in this world in just the last 5 or 6 weeks. The coronavirus. It's scary. It's bad scary. It's freaking a lot of people out. I mean, I don't go grocery store shopping. My wife does. And a lot of the stuff that people's panicking about, hand sanitizer and, disinfectant, and the store shelves is bare empty. And I'm in South Carolina, and as far as I know right now, we don't even have a case. But in South Carolina, if it comes a snowflake, you can't go to the store and get milk and bread either. Don't make the mountain out of a molehill. But you know, we need to look at that. We need to take it serious. We need to use common sense, and we need to pray. We need to pray. Whatever faith you are, whatever you believe in, reach out to that. You know, the world's in trouble. Uh, do I think they'll get a hold on it? Yeah, I do believe they will, but I don't know what timing or what extent it'll get to. But it's a pretty serious thing. But don't freak out over it. You know, use common sense. Uh, Spend your time, like I've said before, working on your business that you want to start or have started. You know, there's just so many things you can be doing that's positive, and you put the work and effort into it. You got to put some money into your business, invest in it, but you know, why wouldn't you? It's you. It's something you're building. Of course, you're going to invest in it. But the other thing that's been on my mind is a few days ago um, in Tennessee, Nashville, and another town. They got hammered during the night and the evening. Really didn't know it was hitting them. So they say there's some of them eating dinner and the big tornadoes come through. It wiped them out bad. We lost a lot of people, 25 people, I believe. Uh, you know, that's bad. They got it bad. So we need to pray for them too. We need to put them in our thoughts. In so many places throughout the world, you know, they need our prayers and they need our thoughts. I always talk about Haiti. Pray for Haiti. You know, and then when you look at stuff that's happening right now, all this is just in the last few weeks. It may put a little spotlight on your issues and problems, and I hope it gives you a little comfort and insight. You know, hey man, maybe I ain't got it bad as I thought I did. Let me get that positive attitude. Let me get upbeat. Let me see if I can encourage somebody. Let me see if I can get my business started. Because there's so many things, you know, in those areas you can do. But again, you know, there's a lot of young people out there, and you know, they could be on into middle-aged people that has got records, been in trouble with the law, served time, you know, rehab, whatever it may be, that they really having a hard time finding a job. I've known several people like that. Again, entrepreneurship. Well, how do I start a business when I don't have no money? Well, you know, you can. There's enough jobs out there. You can find something if you try hard enough. And I'm not talking about a high-end job or this kind of job, but you know, there's a lot of places that's needing people. I talk to people, you know, every couple of weeks that has their own business, and they can't find no help. Look for contracting jobs. Look for yard work type jobs. Anything, you know, to get a little money coming in, that would be great. That relieves stress and pressure. And then that gives you opportunity to spend more time in a positive way. Well, hey, let me start my small scale farming operation. I'm gonna start off with a worm farm, and I can't buy much, but I can buy a container. I can buy 1,000 worms. You just got started. You need to do it. But that's about it for tonight. Hope you got something out of it. I hope you'll help me out. Like, subscribe, ring the bell. There's going to be a lot more coming, and I am working hard on trying to improve my video quality to a large degree. Not 100% degree, because that wouldn't be me. We got some other cool ideas we're going to be doing on some videos. My editor, that's my daughter, she's really, you know, got some good ideas to try to make it more entertaining, but also where what I'm trying to get across, because I know I stutter and ramble on a lot, but where you'll stay and listen to where you can gain that one little bit what I'm trying to get across to make you think, that's going to help you and help you get started and help you not go through some of the bad times in a business that other people, including myself, has. You know, you can benefit off the mistakes like that we've made through our entrepreneurship adventures, and it's going to benefit you because when you're an entrepreneur, it all comes down to bottom dollar. It comes down to profit and loss, and that's the goal, to help you put more in the profit margin than in the loss margin. So this is Ernie. I'm going to sign off. Tell y'all good night. Hope you have a good night, good evening, good day tomorrow. And like I always say, don't forget, take time, smell the roses. See ya.